As a student here at the University of Alabama at Birmingham, I've heard rumors that somebody has a cat in Rast Hall, or a girl has 2 bunnies in Camp Hall. And the reason the animals are allowed in the dorm when there's a strict no pet policy is because they're emotional support animals. Emotional support animals, abbreviated ESA, are dogs or any other kind of animals that help alleviate some symptom of a psychological disorder, but they do not meet the legal definition of a service dog. Most students that I have talked to are aware that an animal can easily be made into an ESA and then live in the resident halls with them. Students are confused and believe they can make their own beloved pet at home, an ESA, and then be allowed to live in the dorms with them. The current policy involving assistant animals at UAB is very vague according to the Student Housing and Resident Life Handbook. According to the handbook, if a student wishes to have an assistant animal live in the dorm with them, all they need to do is contact Disability Support Services. If they meet all the criteria set forth by DSS, it is recommended that there is a meeting between the student and the Student Housing and Resident Life. Recently, a handful of universities have dealt with expensive lawsuits dealing with emotional support animal and student housing. To help protect UAB from such lawsuits, changes to their policies should be made and published. In order to clarify students' confusion as well as address safety concerns, the UAB housing policy regarding emotional support animals should require a history of mental health, animal temperament evaluations, and a meeting with housing to discuss the accommodations. According to clinical psychologists Young Green, Bones, and Boisevert, an industry has developed around the certification of emotional support animals, allowing pet owners to have their pets with them in housing that does not allow pets. There are many online commercial sites that provide ES certification without ever meeting a licensed mental health professional in person or evaluating the individual or the pet. If UAB does not get stricter on emotional support animals, people who really don't need the support will get animals certified.
I love my Buttercup so much. She's not just a dog, she's my best friend. And she totally keeps me calm when I'm stressed out, so she needs to live with me. Plus, I got this letter from an online therapist saying she's an emotional support animal, so she has to live with me.
In order to prevent animal lovers from taking advantage of the emotional support animal system, there should be a history of visiting mental health professionals who provide the letter for certifying the ESA. Cynthia Chandler from Counseling Today mentions how the federal law does not require ESAs to be trained, leaving the question of the safety of other students. Some animals may find the role of ESA to be stressful, and this could put the emotional and physical health of the animal in jeopardy. Also, some pets can respond to stress in an overprotective way, leading to aggression and putting others at risk. To prevent instances such as that, and to protect fellow students, a temperament evaluation should be required for emotional support animals wanting to reside in student housing. According to Counseling Today, animal temperament evaluations assess the animal's social attitude and behavior toward other people and dogs. The evaluation also assesses the animal's basic obedience behaviors such as walking on a leash, interacting with a small crowd, and the animal's response to a variety of basic commands such as sit and down. Qualified animal temperament evaluators can easily be found through the American Kennel Club, Canine Good Citizen Program, and the Pet Partners Program, so it should not be an inconvenience to the person wishing to have an ESA live in student housing. Requiring animal temperament evaluations is an easy way to make sure the animal is safe enough to be surrounded by other students. UAB student housing should require a meeting between student housing and the student wishing to live with an emotional support animal to discuss the accommodations. According to the UAB Student Housing and Resident Life Handbook, a meeting is only recommended. Without a meeting to discuss accommodations, the housing staff for that particular resident hall will not know how to deal with the animal. It is important that all students feel comfortable in what will be their home while attending school, so allergies and fears of other students should be considered. Without a meeting with housing and the discussion of the emotional support animal with other roommates, disagreements could occur, causing problems for the university and the student.
There's dog hair everywhere.
Ew!
And I think I have Levi's.
Oh, that's so gross!
I never agreed to live with this mutt.
How can you stand it?
He stinks. Oh my gosh, the thing is huge!
Requiring a meeting with housing and all potential roommates will prepare everyone involved with dealing with situations previously shown and other possible ones. This could prevent instances of other students complaining about the emotional support animal and possibly leaving the dorm. Universities such as the University of Alabama at Birmingham are required to allow emotional support animals in student housing even if there is a no pet policy per the Federal Fair Housing Act. In order to protect the student with the emotional support animal, other students, and the university, the housing policy regarding assistant animals should be changed and published in the Student Housing and Resident Life Handbook. Before an emotional support animal is allowed to live in a resident hall, a history of mental health should be documented with disability support services, the animal should be required to go through an animal temperament evaluation, and a mandatory meeting to discuss accommodations should occur.